Mr. Xipho, thank you very much for joining us on 50/50.
Thank you, Sam.
It seems that central to this debate is an air of uncertainty. On the one hand, you have Shell assuring everybody that fracking is a very safe and well-established process. On the other hand, an anti-fracking lobby that raises some very real and well-documented concerns around the effect of this process. How do you manage that uncertainty when you're trying to assess an application like this?
We cannot sit here and give guarantees that any of those will be 100% safe. If anybody wants a 100% guarantee, nobody can give it. I don't think even Shell can give it. Our duty is to ensure that the operator is aware of the potential damages, has taken steps to ensure that those damages will be avoided, and if any that cannot be avoided will be sufficiently mitigated. And it is up to us then to either make a recommendation that the application be turned down by the minister, that we are not satisfied with what they have presented to us, or to go to the minister and say, Minister, we've looked at all of these angles. We're satisfied with what they've committed themselves to, and recommend approval.
But now, where are these numbers coming from? Because every time I've seen any prediction of how much gas is in this field, we're talking about 10 to 15 years worth of supply.
These numbers come from the scientists who do the assessment. But I must caution that it's speculation. It will always be speculation until you start the physical exercise of exploration to determine exactly how much gas, potentially is there.
Because surely that is really important to know. If this is 150 years worth of supply, well, then there's the appetite for risk is much, much higher. Whereas if we're only talking about 10 to 15 years, well, then it would be insane to even consider changing this landscape for such a small supply of energy.
That's partly why we don't want to engage in these discussions. People talk about 10 years. I don't know where they get the 10 years from.
You talk about wanting to deal with strong companies and asking for guarantees from Shell, but here we're dealing with a very, very strong multinational company that has an absolutely diabolical record of environmental damage in Africa specifically.
Their reputation, yes, could form, part of the background information to what we do, but what they propose to do in the country, irrespective of where they are from, is what is important to us. I'm not here to defend fracking and say this is an absolutely safe operation, because, as I said, the government and the Petroleum Agency must sit in the middle of the debate and evaluate this and evaluate Shell's application. And if we're not satisfied, we indicate as such. And if we are, we recommend it.
We know from experience that the technology isn't perfect, and I think it comes back down to this uncertainty.
Yes.
And I think that is what's causing a lot of people pause for thought. Yes. as to how we manage that uncertainty in a way.
And that concern is our concern as well. We know that this technology is not perfect, and we are concerned, and that is what we are going to scrutinize with these applications that we'll be getting. But the estimates of the quantum of gas in the Karoo Basin was established with the wells that were, well, the estimates come from the wells that were drilled initially, but those will remain estimates until exploration begins.
Mr. Xipho, thank you very much for joining us. We wish you luck and with the various applications, and hope that the decisions made are the correct ones.
Thank you. Thank you, Sam.